All right, welcome to the NLP for the 21st century. We're going to have a lot of fun on this call. It is based on some new ideas and some new research that's coming out that's really beginning to show some of the stuff that what we do and how effective it really is. So basically, there's secret steps to NLP mastery. So let's look at it this way. What would happen if you could master NLP in a few easy steps? If you knew the biological or neurological basis of why and how NLP works, and also hypnosis. Because let's face it, most people, let me move my webcam. No. One more thing, excuse me. It's just not, I used to have it somewhere else. All right. Most people never take their skills beyond a base level. That's basically it, right? And most jump in and never take their skill sets to an elite level. And one of the reasons for that is very few people know the reasons how NLP works at the biological level. And I would say, yes, even the founders of NLP and some of those guys that got all this started, they don't have a lot of the new current information because it's so easy to get stuck in where you always were. And why this happens is there's a lack of clear goals in learning in general. And then there's the lack of correct information, right? A lack of good teaching the new information because you get stuck in what you're always doing, right? And also what happens to a lot of trainers is the shiny toy syndrome. It's like, oh, I'm really into NLP, but then now it's EFT. Oh, now it's this. Oh, now I'm into regression. Oh, now I'm into that. So they're constantly going, not understanding the true power of NLP. And then, of course, not understanding covert NLP, right? And so what begins to happen is, excuse me, my webinar dropped out. Here I am. And so basically is, they don't understand covert NLP at the base level. They have a cursory understanding, but they confuse what's traditionally known as Ericksonian hypnosis with covert NLP and covert hypnosis, right? And so, when that happens, it really doesn't work. Incorrect use of humor. A lot of people really don't understand how to use humor. They confuse telling jokes and things like this because humor can be very powerful. It can speed up learning. It can install amnesia. It can remove blocks. There's a lot of things humor can do, loosen the neurology. But a lot of people don't really understand how to use it. Not understanding modeling, right? At two different levels. One is they end up modeling the trainer that they had, which could be good or could be bad, depending on the level of the trainer that you had. And then not realizing that the students are going to model you. And it's one of the reasons why you see in the hypnosis world and the NLP world, so many people aren't making money because their trainer didn't make any money. So they subconsciously and consciously pick up this learning. And again, this goes back to not understanding conscious, subconscious teaching. Not just what you're teaching, how you're teaching it. Also, not using NLP to teach NLP. Not doing NLP techniques with the group. Not constantly doing things. Not using hypnosis. Not slamming in the waking hypnosis, right? And then also what happens with a lot of trainers, they don't have no clue to real-world applications of what they're doing. They really don't. Because they don't do it in the real world. They're trainers now, or they're authors, or they have a day job, or what they do isn't this, and they don't incorporate it into, even if they have an outside thing. When I was the clinical director of the prison, I constantly did this stuff with staff, with the patients, with the inmates, right? All this other stuff, real world applications. They really don't. A lot of people, as I said before, don't understand covert techniques. What you're doing, how you're doing it, leverage, all this other stuff. And a lot of times trainers want to withhold information because they want to appear smart, right? Now, here's more why it fails. People are becoming more knowledgeable, right? They just know more. They have a more cursory information. They come in with information, and then when they see something that a lot of the NLP trainers are saying are this, this, and this, they're like, that's not true. Or this comes from somewhere else. It's like, even going back when I first learned a lot of this, they did the new behavior generator, and this is this, this, and this. And I go, athlete's been doing this for years, actually goes to psycho-cybernetics and theater of the mind, right? But, again, people are more knowledgeable. It's one of the reasons there's a big blowback on regression hypnosis, is it's Freudian, right? And some of the current models of attachment theory kind of blow that out of and it's kind of been proven that it blows out some of the ideas like that, including especially this thing about initial sensitizing event, right? So it's kind of interesting, right? Again, then you have people with no true research experience, and I put BS up there. They'll use BS. I'm constantly correcting my stuff. I found out a couple of things I was saying wasn't based in research. I couldn't find it. I dropped teaching it, right? Even though they're good stories, it's BS. You got to drop that. And again, not having real world client experience. They went from their basic training to their master. Now they're a trainer. They haven't done several thousand sessions or several hundred sessions in different things, right? And also, sometimes this happens with new trainers. They don't have the training experience. So, with clients, with students, no clear plan of what they want to teach, how they want to teach it, what's the goal of this training, and not really knowing how to train. Basically, they don't understand how to really train, right? So here's how to master NLP at the base level to take it to the 21st century. Number one is the first step is know that you want to learn more, and know that your learning's not complete, right? In martial arts, in the martial arts, they always, getting a black belt means you're ready to learn. That's what getting a black belt doesn't mean you're an expert. In a lot of the old martial arts, Shotokan, some of the others, no one ever got a 10th degree, right? Because that meant you had nothing left to learn. They were usually awarded, after you died, because now you've moved beyond, you weren't, you can always learn more. Now, again, I always think of like acting. The really good actors, as soon as they learn something, know there's something more to learn. And then there's all the things that come in with that. You're different than you were before. You have different training, different experience, so you're always learning more. And realizing that the best learning comes from setbacks, right? Again, model sports. Usually teams learn more from a loss than from a victory, because it's easy to set back and go, that was great, we won. Yeah, but we could have done this, we could have done that. Also, one of the true mastery things of NLP is understanding there is not one correct technique for any specific situation. There's many different techniques that might work in the same situation. When you first learn this, it's like, well, what would people can ask me, what would I do in this situation? Well, I can tell you what I would do, but someone else might do something totally different. Still would work wonderfully, right? And again, knowing that you're never done learning, right? This is a big one. I'm writing a big article on this, how you have to change how you learn, what you do, and to be open to change, right? Step 2 is to be open to new ideas, realizing maybe what used to be true is not true for you anymore. Not that it's still not true, but it may not be true for you. Again, I always think of personal training. That's you see guys come back in the gym, they haven't worked for, they were in shape in their teens, maybe played football or something, athletic in their 20s, get away from the gym for a while. And then they come back and start working out. And they want to, and I see girls do this too, they want to do what they did in their 20s, and it just doesn't work when you're in your 40s or 50s. I'm going to bench press, you don't have to warm up, you don't have to do this, just heavy weights, a few reps. You got to, doesn't work, right? I fell into this, and I had to go do research, learn a lot of things. And again, I had to be willing to change, because I'd been doing that before. I've been doing it basically. I've always worked out, so it was in my neurology almost. I had to unlearn what I learned, right? And this was actually pretty hard, I'll be honest. You know, it's like when I learn a new martial art. You want to compare it to the old martial art. You have to be willing to change. And desire to learn is actually limited by your ability to change. And so you have to just realize that, right? Step 3, go toward fear and the unknown. Go toward it. Don't run away from it. You know, I use a training analogy for physical. You know, when I changed, started doing more aerobics classes, doing these structured classes, light weights and a lot of reps and everything, actually modeled like how Hugh Jackman works out, how Sylvester Stallone changed his workout as he got older. You know, I did some research, did this, talked to some trainers, right? But it was unknown. It was scary. And then when I talked to some of the guys at the health club, they go, oh, you're looking good. You're leaner. You're this and that. And side effect, you know, 15, 20 pounds lighter, a lot less body fat. Now I get people asking me, do you lift weights? When I could bench press 325 pounds, people weren't asking me that. Now I don't do that anymore, but it's changed the look. But anyway, it was scary to step in there and do things. And going back to some of the guys I work out with, I said, well, why don't you come in and do the class? Oh, I can't do that. Why? Well, they're fearful. I'm going to look stupid. Well, you got to experience growing pains. You got to be open to looking lost. You know, same thing why a lot of guys get a black belt in one style, they start taking another style of martial art, they'll quit. Because I'm not good at this. You see some actors do it that, you know, they're a good stage actor. They don't really want to learn the techniques and technologies to go learn film. And vice versa. You get a lot of film actors don't want to go and learn the techniques and the stuff to become stage actors. It's two different skill sets. Same art, same basis, but it's different. Just like learning NLP and doing NLP with your clients to jump up to the trainer level, it's the same skill set, but it's different, right? I mean, the bases are the same, but you have to be different. You have to be open to looking lost. You know, when I teach a new class, I'm always terrified, you know, because it's not as slick as my basic or my master or my trainer or my covert hypnosis stuff I've been doing a lot. I can just, addictions, weight loss, I can spit that out, right? Practice building. I go to teach something new. I'm scared. It's different, right? But that's how you learn. And value learning and experience over quick rewards, right? Because what I've seen happen is people experience success, money, or clients change, and then they think they're done learning. I don't need to learn anymore. I don't need it. No, I can do this, right? And I'll be honest, I can fall into this, and I see some of the old hypnotists, you know, they're still doing what they were doing in the 40s and 50s, or maybe not the 60s, 70s now, maybe 80s, right? But they haven't changed their skill set to change with the times, right? And again, I use the medical analogy. Even though it works, would you like a heart surgeon says, you know, I learned this in the 70s. I'm not changing. I'm gonna, you know, think of knee surgery. When like my first knee surgery, they had to cut open my whole leg. They did all this stuff. Now they scope things. No, I want people that are trained in the new skill set. Not that they can't do the old skill set, but they have different ways to accomplish it, right? And then you have to accept challenging tasks in your skill set. What are you bad at? You know, and do that with your clients till you get good at it, right? Try a new technique for an old problem. Usually I would do this technique, visual squash. Let me try something different, right? To see if it works. Again, take new classes, right? Not just in what we do, in related subjects, maybe in unrelated subjects. It expands your knowledge. Learning in and of itself helps your brain. We know that now. Take basic classes again. My martial arts metaphor. Went to a couple of times. I went to a weekend, and everybody there was basically black belts, if not senior black belts, masters. You know, red stripes in the style of that. You know, and yet we spent a half a day on some very basic techniques. Why? Because it's the things you drop out of your basic techniques that you're not even aware of, because you can still do it. You have different, you know, sometimes backing up and doing it again, you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that, right? Fascinating, right? And kind of 4A is expand your knowledge base. Take classes and you know, seminars and stuff that interest you, and it may be outside of your normal skill. It's not NLP, it's not hypnosis, it's not change work, not psychology. Maybe something different, but you're interested in it, right? it expands your brain. Do something you're not good at. Go do something you're not good at, right? And use that skill, use your NLP and hypnosis skills to master that, right? See if you really believe in the technology. I believe in the technology, right? I've used it to dancing, singing, my acting, right? And again, you begin to see how unrelated skills can transform your NLP skills. Gives you different stories, gives you different this. You know, just a good example of that. Sent out an article about why, just like that, why people say, those, you know, space fillers, brain pauses. A lot of, say I'm doing it now. And I related it to theater. You know, when you're first learning a play, you're first learning your lines, you say a lot of the you know, and you fill words, right? As you learn your lines, those drop out. When by the time you open, by the time the show's running, you're pretty much, those are out of your vocabulary. Why? You know your lines. I know when I'm really on a roll talking, I don't say those. I still hit those when I'm thinking, when I'm trying to think of something to say. Or there's a pause. I'm trying to switch subjects. So it's an unrelated skill set. I transform it with my theater work because, you know, I was directing a show and I noticed it and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, that makes sense to me. And I explained that to some people. And even though I wrote that same article a while ago, but I didn't put those in there, it made sense, right? Step 5. Know you have a lot to learn by reviewing the basics and the master. You know, especially, you know, if you get to teach basic and master a lot, they always say you learn more when you teach. One reason, you're reviewing it. You're going back to the basic skill set, right? And a good trainer teaches the basics very consistently through time. Even though, will I do the visual squash the way I'm teaching you at a basic NLP? No, because I'm going to, as a jazz musician, I'm going to riff. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? I'm going to do something slightly different. But I need to teach the skill. But then the group doesn't pick up the skill set at the base level. You know, a front punch in martial arts, a front punch, right? Do you fight that way? No. But the good trainers know how to do that, right? Because then when you review a class, you know, when you sit as a student and review a class, and I've got to do this, I see the basic skill set with new eyes and listen with new ears. You know, when I'm at conferences, people are surprised. I'll always drop in, and it's not just, you know, oh, you're a student. No, I'll go watch. Somebody's teaching something on NLP. I want to see it. They're teaching something on practice building. I want to see how they're doing it, right? You know, it might be the same basic skill. They might teach it a little differently. Ooh, I get it, right? And then the thing I have to do is step back, and this is hard for trainers. Watch others use their skills without judgment. Oh, because you don't know, you know, I'm just taking it in and mainly seeing if it's effective or not with the group. That's all, right? Who am I to judge, right? And then add covert techniques with it, right? Step 6, and this one's tough, is an honest self-assessment. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses, right? We know that. I can tell you what my strengths are. I can tell you what my weaknesses are. And you need to work on your weaknesses as you keep adding to your strengths. And then one for me is, what do I avoid? Right? And then you need to take time to work on yourself and your skills and your self-growth, right? Because it's a constant process. You know, a secret aspect, of course, is to learn covert and conversational hypnosis. And you add covert and conversational NLP to your skill set. You take a training on the newer aspects of NLP, maybe more on research, the newer stuff, the stuff that's coming out. And of course, step 7 is get a mentor and a coach. It's outside insight. And you can't judge a show from the inside, right? I use theater analogy. Rarely does anybody direct a play that they're in. And then somebody will say, yeah, well, movies. Movies are different. You film it, you can step back, watch it, go change it. A play, of course, you're doing it. There's no outside eye. And what the director's bringing to it is the breaking it down, right? So it's a clean eye, as they say sometimes. And then even as a director, I'm directing a show that opens, in fact, tomorrow night, as I'm filming this, on December 14th. We open the 16th. Tomorrow night we have a preview audience. I brought in some people last week, and one reason I'm bringing in the preview people is I want other people to look at the show. What do you think? And, to get some ideas. Because I've been in the show now, and I've been directing the show for several weeks. You get blind to certain things. Yeah. I have mentors and coaches. And one of my pet peeves, you hear me say it all the time, if someone tells me they're a personal coach, I always ask them, well, who's your coach? Sometimes their eyes glaze over and they go, I don't have one. Oh. Well, in the medical model, I would say, only a foolish doctor has himself as a patient. You can't see it. You need it. And then you're telling somebody you really don't believe in the skill set, right? I have a couple of hypnosis coaches, so to speak, training. I have definitely in the stuff I'm learning, the internet world coaches. I have a voice coach, taking dance class again, got an acting coach because I'm trying to learn stage acting, which is much different than film, right? And then, of course, you need to learn and master conversational covert NLP and hypnosis. There's an easy way to do it. Put it together and grow. And here's what I want you to have. Result number 1, conscious and subconscious insight. Number 2 is to be in a safe place to grow, to expand, to know it's okay to fail. Robert Redford said, I was at a seminar and he talked, and he said, you're only as good in performance as you got the guts to be bad in rehearsal. And that stuck with me. And he probably lifted it for somewhere else, but it's true. You might want to try different things. When I direct a show, I ask the actors to try stuff. I may not like it, and I'll say, don't do that, but it may work. The rehearsal is supposed to be a safe place, right? And then we make it better, right? Now, good. And then number 3 is be able to pick good models, and it's with an S, not just one model. Different models for different things, right? And then implement those 7 steps. And then master covert and conversational hypnosis. So introducing the new Basic NLP 2015 and a new Master NLP 2015. It's going to take place in Venice, Florida, winter 2015. Special rates for the class. Currently, it's set for, I'll get you the exact dates. I was working out with the hotel. It's at the Ramada Inn in Venice, Florida. Let me get you the exact dates. Looks like it's going to be the 18th to the 24th, right? So it'll be January 18th to the 24th, Venice, Florida. So especially if you live somewhere cold, hey, Venice in January is beautiful. It's at the Ramada Inn, which is a reasonable rate. It's a suite hotel, so every room has a refrigerator and a microwave and that. It's right next to a mall and a grocery store. It's very comfortable. People can share rooms. It's great. So some people come down, rent condos for the week, whatever you want to do. And it's special rates for this class because it's going to help with the 2015 filming. Because I'm going to bring in all the new current research, current information that's out there, right? And the Secret Mind Control class is an add-on for free. So here's what you're going to get. It's a one-time offer. You get a downloadable version of the Basic and Master NLP of the current ones I have. And then you can review that. Or if you took my live class, you may not have the home study. This will be a downloadable version. So you can review it. So then when you come take the new 2015, we can implement the changes. You'll get the conversational NLP and hypnosis free. These prices will never be repeated. I can guarantee you that. So here's what it is. The Basic NLP. Okay? The old course I sell for $6.97. The updated material I sell for, let me move this so you can see it. Right? $9.97. So when I make the new class, it's going to go up. And of course, real world experience. As all of you know, I do this for a living. This is what I do. I work with clients. I've been the clinical director of a psych hospital, for a prison system, clinical director of a alcohol and addiction treatment center, things like that, right? So So there's real world experience. So the value just for the basic course is $2,000, right? Let me bring my picture back. There we go. So the master NLP is, and the old course is worth $697. Same thing when I redo it and refilm it, it's ready to go. It's going to be $997. You're going to get more real world experience at the master level. And again, that value is $2,091. Then you also get the secret mind control course, which if you add it up, what that course is worth, the actual value is over $3,000, right? So when you add all that together, the basic, the master, and the mind control, it's about $7,000 worth of value. I usually charge $19.95, right? $19.95, because you take my basic trainer or my master trainer course, it's $19.95. The NGH course trainers is $19.95. Great. So here's the special offer. It's just, well, you have to call for your price because it depends on your background, training, and experience and what you want to do, right? So if you've taken all my courses, basic, master, trainer, you're coming to review, it's going to be one price. If you've only taken one level and you want to move up, it's going to be a different price. But it will be a customized price because, you know, as Bill Clinton would say, I feel your pain. I want to help you, right? So it's going to be very reasonable. I'll never repeat that price. I'll probably also then, once I get it filmed and edited and thrown up, that's a good term, get it ready, I'll probably, you will get a free downloadable version of the new course. So you'll have the old course, the new course, so you'll see how it's changing, morphing, growing, my training style, how things are different, right? And it'll be a very reasonable price. It's a one-time offer. So you get the downloadable NLP to review, and then you also can do the secret mind control, the waking conversational hypnosis. These prices won't be repeated. And show up for that week, January 18th through the 24th, 2015 in Venice, Florida, and you will be able to really have some fun, right? It's a one-time offer. So sign up now. You can call 941-408-8551 or email me at drwillhorton@gmail.com, right? Because, you know, we can work out the details and get the price set and get you ready to go, get you in this program. So you have a decision to make. I believe this is the best NLP course ever. And it's different. Why I believe that? It's different than anything else you've seen available today. New research, new material, and 30 years of real-world experience. Again, as I said, clinical director of a psych hospital, at a prison. Of course, I've worked in jails as an alcohol and drug counselor, ran inpatient, outpatient alcohol and drug units, had private practices in the Chicago area, Northwest Indiana, and Florida. So I have 30 years of experience plus all the teaching that I've done. So I'm going to ask that you bring your issues that maybe's got you stuck. Why aren't you making the kind of money you make in this? Why don't you do this? You still got some personal issues you haven't worked on, right? Bring your issues and get them resolved. And if you don't get this course, you stay stuck, you know? If you do, you get to move on. It's going to be a lot of fun, right? And it's an easy decision to make. You will save $3,000. It's a one-time offer to jumpstart your change efforts. And I want you to be one of the people that is helping me shape the field of NLP and hypnosis, because we need people trained at the cutting edge to take it from there. And I'm going to ask you that you join a group of high achievers, right? So with this product, with it, and without it. Without it, you're going to stay stuck. No true mastery, no elite skills, no mentoring, because we'll be there with other trainers, other people you can learn from. You know, there's no outside help. With it, true mastery. You get true growth. Bring some things we all have little things we're working on. I'm working on things. Everybody's working on things. You can get unstuck. That'd be a good thing. It's worth the price there. Personal growth. You might get rapid breakthroughs, right? When I've changed the format, we're doing things, people get rapid breakthroughs. You'll get mentoring by me at the seminar and a little bit afterwards. You'll have role models, not myself. There'll be other trainers there maybe you'll like. Good, right? So you can go, I want to be like them. And of course, we're going to have fun. So what to do? Call or email me today. It's a limited time offer, right? So limited time. Sign up now. Start the process. Start your road to mastery. If you need to make, it'll be very reasonable price. But even then, if you want to put a deposit down, hold your place, we can do that. Join me on this wonderful journey. So let's shape the world of NLP together. That's what I'm going to ask that you do. So hurry up. Go ahead. Do it now. Go email me at drwillhort@gmail.com or call 941-408-8551, and I will get right back to you. So I'd like to thank you for being a part of this call. And I really can't share as much as I want to give usually. But this is going to be one where there'll be no hold bars. I'll give you anything I can. I've been trying to change my training and trying to get everything I have out there, holding nothing back. So I'd like to thank you for being on this call. Tell your friends. It'll be up on YouTube soon. Give them the link. I'll be sending the link out to people, or email me. I'll get you the link to where the YouTube is so you can pass it out to other people. So let's take this to the next level. NLP for the true 21st century.